Slowly kisses passing by the river.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is MOHAMAD from HASRI and I'm from RK86.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is FARIS bin Muhammad ZAIN from RK86.
Assalamualaikum. Hello guys. My name is Nazmi bin Nawawi. I'm from RK86.
For extract, this project 2, the amplifier of common source is function to change the digital waveform to analog waveform. This common source amplifier is one of 3 simple single stage field effect transistor FET amplifier topologies usually used as a voltage or transconductance amplifier. The best way to know whether a FET is popular source, common drain or common gate is to verify where the signal enters and exits. This MOSFET convert variation in its gate source voltage to a small signal drain current. This current can pair through a resistor to regenerate an output voltage.
Okay, now I will explain about the methodology. First, we create our schematic design, then create the symbol for CS amplifier with resistive load, then set up test bench for AC, DC and transient, also set up their parameters. Then we check schematic and test bench. If got error, we have to redesign our schematic, and if success, we can run the simulation for AC, DC and transient. Then we set up and create output waveform for AC, DC and transient. Then we observe our output waveform. So I will explain about result of AC waveform. The voltage gain of CS amplifier is depends upon the transconductance GM, the linear resistor, R0 and load. In order to increase the gain, we have to increase the GM. In turn, we have to increase the ratio. So we get the AC waveform not stable because the sine wave not rise up at DM equals to 180.
For DC source, hence the gain of amplifier is increased with increasing width and decreasing length. The RO resistance is appear in shunt with RD because of this. The effect of RO decrease the voltage gain of amplifier. On the other hand, the effect of parallel combination of RO and RD decrease the output impedance Rout, which is the beneficial effect.
For the transient, we have tried to get the smoothest output current waveform by changing the offset and the transient input frequency. This is because of the capacitor in this design act as a filter, so that as we can see at the current waveform, there will be a signal that have been filtered out. The resistant waveform just moves as the input sinusoidal signal, but the current output waveform is actually from square wave because of the filter from the capacitor. We try to make it as a sinusoidal signal to make it persist like an original signal. Okay, for the conclusion, we have improved our skill on using the mental graphic software for designing common source amplifier using MOSFET from this project. Besides, we learned how to apply a topology to a transistor. The topology is a single stage amplifier design. We apply the theoretical knowledge that we learned from the previous project and in class to this project. We have achieved our objective in this project to design and optimize the common source amplifier with resistive load. The resistive load that we use in this project is named RD because the resistance is placed at the drain of the MOSFET. Besides, we analyzed the DC, transient and AC simulation for common source amplifier with resistive load. The test bench determine the simulation for these three for each type that we can see from the result. For example, each of the result, the transients, we have tried to get the smoothest output current waveform by changing the offset and the tense bench input frequency. That's all from us. Thank you.